This that late shift, graveyard, pockets on E. This that praying in the driver, God, don't let me bleed. This that thumbnail, live stream, teaching about the teeth of the market while I'm fighting for my family to eat. This that knee brace, aching from the miles in the mud. This that E5 rank that I earned with my blood. This that YouTube grind when the views was a dud. Now we talking about a movement, not a maybe. This a flood. Sacrifice for the riches, that ain't just about the cash. That's about the sleep I gave up just to break a broken past. That's about the liquor I refused when I could've hit the glass. That's about the therapy I took instead of speeding off and crash.
For reset, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for reset, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
I was clocking in for bosses that ain't know my middle name. They just saw the numbers hitting, they ain't see the inner strain. Then I turned my pain to content, turned my lessons into game. Now I got a tribe of traders that refuse to play the same. Discord buzzing charts up, members learning how to move. We ain't chasing lotto tickets, we're protecting what we prove. Teaching risk, teaching patience, teaching how to keep you cool. Cause I lost enough myself to write a whole financial school. My sobriety a badge, my resilience a shield. Every L I ever took became a tool I had to wield. When the market tried to break me, I just studied how it killed. Then I built a better system, now I'm walking through the field.
Sacrifice for reset, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for reset, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stone, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
When I say sacrifice, you say for riches.
Sacrifice for riches. Sacrifice
for riches, from the trenches to the digits. When I say process, you say over profit.
Process over profit. Process
over profits, we ain't stopping till we locked it. From the runaway son to the soldier in the dirt, to the husband with a white queen fighting through the hurt, to the father of 2 daughters that he put in every verse, to the trader and the teacher helping others break the curse. I'm the sum of every scar they tried to use to hold me back. I'm the voice of every kid who had to grow up in attack. I'm the proof that if you're willing to go all in on the path, you can lose a couple battles and still never lose your track.
Sacrifice for riches, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for riches, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
Hey, what up, though? Can y'all hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Mic check. 1 2 1 3. Long day for your boy. Okay, let's see who we got here. All right, Real Life, I see you. Mama, I see you. Wifey, I see you. All right. Get all the alerts. Okay. Alex, good evening. Yes. You know who ain't doing well this today? Them Bulls. Them Bulls ain't happy right now. They got slaughtered. All right. To all the queens. Yep. Kente. Loud and clear. All right. Appreciate that. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time today. Hold on. Let me get my lighting. It's just too bright. 1 second. Whew. That's better. I was blind. Okay. So it's your boy Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. It's been a very, very long day. I almost didn't sign in, y'all. Your boy took a nap. But anyway, we here now, all right? So for those that know, you know, I work a 9 to 5. So I've been pretty busy, but when those alerts hit, the alerts hit. So our alerts hit yesterday on SoFi. I called SoFi. We ran that, we held that for an overnight play, and then we were able to hop back in today for a continuation to the downside. And then we also played Nvidia, and that alert also went off at around 171.66, if I'm not mistaken, or 171.21. All right, so we're going to talk about that. I think I want to focus on Nvidia just to show y'all what transpired and how we were able to run that up 192% today. So I had a total of about 3 or 4 contracts for Nvidia, and then I had about 6 contracts for SoFi, both in which I sold all but one of the positions and I let them ride, and those ones that rode were the ones that ran for the 192 and the 136. But no matter what, either way, all of them were home runs, even for the ones I got out early on. So we're going to talk about that a little bit to start the show, right? And then we're going to get into the rapid fire chart analysis like we always do. There will be no weatherman rail. I'm just going to get into the charts and then get on with it, all right? So while I'm going into the charts, you guys are going to see my trading view screen, right? And on that screen, you're going to see some things that you've probably never seen before, right? Because it's relatively new, right? I have about 50 plus users of this indicator right now that I built, and I've had it in production for like 7 months that I've been using on the back end, right? I just finally got it to a point where I made it available because I got it to a point where I'm comfortable with putting it out into the world. So now that is a hands-off thing. If you guys want it, you can go ahead and visit the link at the top of this description. You have once you arrive to the page, you'll have an option for the futures version. Well, the versions are the same, but if there's the futures and options and a crypto, and depending on what you trade and what you're into, right, you'll get the cheat sheet for said instrument and whatnot that you trade. So by all means, go check it out. It's $47, okay? And after starting April 1st, that gets flipped to a subscription model, okay? I can't say it enough times. If I didn't think that this was worth it, then I wouldn't push it. I wouldn't speak to it. But I really think that it's a game changer, and I don't say that lightly, right? But at the end of the day, we're all traders. We're all responsible for our emotions. We're all responsible for being patient, because patience is everything. I'm telling you right now, I feel comfortable enough to say that if you are able to sit on your hands and wait for the indicator to tell you exactly what's going on, you'll be able to make some money. But no guarantees in the market. You'll have to back test it, try it for yourself, and see if it's something that works with you and your trading strategy. It's not a replacement for your strategy. It's a tool to help you with validating what you already see or maybe don't see. It's great for traders that are relatively new to the game, right, and really don't know much about liquidity or pretty much price action or anything relating to the chart. So if you're new in this game, it'll have a lot of the verbiage and stuff there that you need to know, right? So it's almost like a training guide at the same time, because eventually you'll read this indicator enough and you'll be able to speak the language. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you what it's doing as I got into that 192% Nvidia call play. It was a put option, and dive into the rapid fire to follow. So but before I get started, is there any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you guys need to ask of me before we move into the charts? Because we're wasting no time. Keep putting in them Z's. Hey, I'm trying, man. I try to get in about 20 minutes and then I wasn't asleep. I just got to close my eyes a little bit. What's up, Queen Q? I see you. All right. If there's no questions, all right, I'm going to roll into that. And then right before the rapid fire, I'm going to explain to those that are new here how the rapid fire works, right? And those that are new, just know, hang in there, all right? This when I tell you that I've been doing this consistently for a while now, and we are consistently getting home run plays from this live stream, okay? So trust me when I say it is worth your time, right? If not to learn as far as like, how I'm going about like looking at things, with through my eyes, right? You're gonna learn what you're gonna learn, but at the end of the day, you get to pair up what I'm saying and doing, right, with your own due diligence. So hopefully you guys are doing your own due diligence, and hopefully you're able to learn something, and hopefully you're making money and all those things, right? So that is the goal. All right, so I think we're good. I think we're good. Discord members, just so you know, the app has been updated. The S4R Trader Pro app has been updated. So check out the trade tracker, try to log a trade, and then see what you think. There's a couple more tweaks to go, but it's looking pretty nice. All right. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, mic check 1 2 1 3. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Now I'm gonna clean this up because I know it looks messy. Because we don't need it. We don't need it all, but I kind of want everything. Yeah, we're gonna keep it, but I'm gonna get rid of it for now, so you guys can just see a clean chart. All right, so put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. And for those that are wondering about the moves, I don't know if I'm not about to go through the whole. Let's share it with my hopefully it just picks up and doesn't green screen me. It's gonna green screen me. Yeah. So that's Nvidia. I know it's backwards maybe. Just so people know I'm not, you know what? I can't show you. I always like, you know, just to display proof. And it's just mainly because, you know, there's a lot of people that say they do things that don't do it. You know, and I'm not some amazing trader, you know what I mean? Like, I make plenty of mistakes on my own, and I'm still learning and growing, just like many of you. However, things are still, like, what you see is still undeniable. It still happened, right? So let's go here. And by this point, we're doing it so frequently that we know it's not a fluke. All right, let's see if I can pop it in there. So there's the Nvidia play. Okay. All right, and then I think I can pull up real quick. Actually, I had 2 Nvidia plays. Yeah, I had 2 Nvidia plays, and I had a SoFi play. All right, and I'll show you that real quick, and then we're gonna get into the charts. I'm gonna show you how I seen it and how the indicator helped me see it. All right, no cap. I'm a busy dude. I don't have a lot of time, so it's nice. It's nice when I can pop up a trade, an indicator, and it's like validating instantly what I see. All right. So SoFi actually ran for 155. I thought SoFi was less than that, but we had 2 SoFi plays. That's what happened. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna pop these up, and then I'm gonna move on with my life, right? Because this is just to show you. All right. So these are the various plays, and you can see the timestamps, and you can see that they're all put options, right? So yeah, and my name or whatever. So that is it. I'm gonna leave that as that and just delete it all. Okay, and we're gonna talk about how we got there. Thank y'all for putting the 1s in the chat. Okay, 34 people watching. Shout out to y'all. Before the rapid fire analysis kicks off, I will be checking the likes versus the views. So hopefully y'all can just help your boy out and hit the like button. Are we not? Is the music going still? Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, everybody. So today was crazy, right? We had an absolute sell-off in the market, and that's fine. You know, we know how to make money on the way up and on the way down. So it doesn't matter if we're in a bull market or a bear market. Those that are trading options or futures, we know how to get busy. All right. So ultimately, I've been calling this level right here at 176.11 for a minute now. Okay. Everybody in the Discords, and rather you're in KGU, if you don't know, that's Keenan Grace's Discord, and then Sacrifice for Riches, my Discord, right? Everybody got this alert. So I give you a bullish and a bearish bias. I give you the play for calls, and I give you the play for puts. So I said, I'll just go to the puts because that's what we're talking about, right? Our entry was at 176.11. My stop is at 176.11. What does that mean? That means that if we confirm below 176.11, then I'm looking for puts, right? For me to stop myself out of this position, I need to then confirm above 176.11. That's what that means. This is a very important level for me, and we need to confirm above or below for me to be valid in my position. The strike price I was targeting was 173, which was short of my take profit target. I do that so that when we fall to the inevitable take profit target that I select, right, we're in intrinsic value, right? That means that our contract is likely to be worth significantly more once it's within the money versus out of the money. So we struck it for 173. Right, we probably got a 170 as well, and as you can see already, we fell to 172.55 and probably lower than that. So we hit our take profit target. We're going to talk about it. I gave you an estimated premium. I give you the take profit 1, 2, and 3. So the take profit target 1 was 172.55, and those that are still trying to play shorts for the week, just so you know, you can use this take profit target as a potential entry for a continuation to the downside. What does that mean? That means that if you confirm below 172.55, then we're looking for price action to signal us for continuation to the downside. If we get that signal, then your next take profit target would be 169.16. Okay, and from there, your max take profit target would be 162.25. All right, hopefully that makes sense. But I just gave you the game for tomorrow in case we do continue to sell off, right? So hopefully that makes sense, right? So anyway, this is what I do. This is how I break things down. And a lot of these plays, if you don't want to be a part of a Discord, that's fine. I do have an app to where I post these plays as well, right? And you have an archive of all my plays right in this app that I just posted right here on the screen. Okay, so feel free, do what you do. That app is like a trading journal, but it's also an education hub that's built in that is based on the trainings that I do behind the scenes that you guys don't know, right? I do a lot of private training. Okay, so anyway, let's get rid of that. If your name is, I'm not gonna say your name, but shout out to whoever just signed up to for the indicator. All right, so hopefully, is everybody tracking everything that I just said as far as like the levels? Hopefully it makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about it. So today we open up right here, right? The market opens right here. Well, actually we open in the pre-market, right, at 4 a.m. So what's been going on, they call this thing the Taco President. I just want y'all to know what this is. Google Taco President. And I think my wife put me on this. Like she sent me like a TikTok, and I'm like, what the heck is this? But it makes sense. Somebody just put a term, a technical term to what the POTUS has been doing, right? So it's a lot of situations where things are happening pre-market and post-market, right? Where there's trillions of dollars being put in and taken out of the market before we can even get in a trade. So then once the market starts to open up, you start to see a lot of chop, a lot of wicking, and it's a lot of indecisions, aka a lot of manipulation, essentially, because nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's true anymore, and everybody's just reacting to what we see on X or T Social, whatever, right? So here we are. We open up and the market, or Nvidia tanks essentially, right? Falls off. We already knew about this. We're not talking about that. And this is at market open. We market open at 8:30. We fell to my level, right? We fell to my level at 167.611 right here. Okay? This is at 8 a.m. Then at 8:30, right? That's our bounce. So we get our bounce at 8 a.m. and then we see, hold on, what's going on? Oh, somebody just signed up for something. Hey, shout out to whoever just subscribed. I'm like, what's that? I forgot that I got that set up. So shout out to whoever that was that just subscribed. I can't see my screen. But anyway, that threw me off a little bit. But anyway, yes. So we got a bounce. So notice how accurate my level is, right? We fell right to it. This is a 15-minute and we are bouncing. So the manipulation, right, is we are falling to this level and then they're giving you this false signal, right? Now we know that the market doesn't flash crash, right? It doesn't go straight down. But people that was looking at Nvidia at open probably were thinking calls, right? Because a lot of people were like, ain't no way we can go down further. Well, we did. And we were patient and we called this play. And I'm going to talk about it. So, first of all, understand this. We're in a downtrend, right? We're seeing lower highs, lower lows, and then this is a lot of pre-market work. But we're at open right now. So, at open, we got in once we confirmed below this 176.11, and we rolled this all the way down to actually here, right? I set an alert in the Discord at 173, right? And I said in this alert, it showed approaching take profit target. Once that triggers, that's my Discord signal, the Megalodons and the Leviathans, that's their signal to protect their profits. That's their signal to, hey, once we're about to hit our level, and typically once we hit our level, we turn around, right? So we tightened our stop loss the moment that this trigger hit, and then it retraced and we protected our profits. It started to take off a little bit. We were not riding this wave back up and giving away gains, right? Especially on a short-term contracts that expires in one day, right? So we protected those profits, and then it went up, and this probably lost, right? Like 80 to 90% on just this move due to theta and how long it took to get there. Notice that these are individually 15-minute candles. All right, so, but let's talk about how we entered. So first, I'm about to share with you the link for the indicator. Okay? And then I'm about to talk about how the indicator helped me get this 192% gain. And then we're going to get into rapid fire chart analysis. All right, so no matter what instrument you trade, there you go. If you guys are interested in this indicator I'm about to talk about, go for it. All right. April 1st, it goes to a subscription model. All right. So I'm zooming in right here because right here is open and what we're going to focus on. So if you look at this, you are probably saying to yourself that I am not touching this, right? I am not touching this. Look at it. It's an indecision candle. You see the buyers kind of pushing this thing up, right? You're seeing the sellers struggling to push it down, right? So what do? Pull up my indicator because it's all broken down here. And I'm about to explain how. I'm gonna rewind this so you can see what I see at open. All right, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm telling you right now, everything that you see on here is not put on the chart by me except for that blue line that you see that says entry, calls, or puts. Okay, everything else, every line that you see on this chart means something. Every box you see on this chart means something, and it's all provided by the indicator. Okay, so a couple things. Before the market open, we get a T1 indication, right? A T1, I can't really get too close to it, so you're probably just gonna have to deal. All right, so this T1, let me see, hold on, I gotta get rid of this. That's mine. Okay, so this T1 indicator right here, it tells you that, hey, we have enough things aligned to say that we should be good on put options. All right, it gives you an entry, it gives you a stop loss, and it gives you a take profit target. This is an indicator that is telling you what the play is, right? And then it gives you like a confluence level, right? But a T1 on this, on my indicator, is like a 5-star level, right? It's a 5-star play, high probability play. Okay, what this indicator does, once this pops, right, it'll give you a red line for your stop loss, and it will give you a green line for your take profit target, so you can see it visibly on the chart. Okay, so notice in this box is a buy side order block, just so you know. So it's like it's a demand zone that we fell through, and then that we confirmed below, right? And there's another lesson there. So if you don't know what a demand zone is, just think support resistance. It fell through resistance, it fell through support, and then it found resistance. Okay, so anyway, so once you see this indication, right, it's telling you, hey, it might be safe to hop into some shorts, but do your own due diligence, right? But if you do, your stop loss is going to be here at 177.36. Okay, because confirmation above, which makes sense, because if it breaks out of demand, then that tells you that it's likely to go on a rocket, right? So you have your stop loss. This right here, this line is the 200-day EMA. This is also part of the indicator, so I don't need an EMA on my chart anymore unless I want to look at like a 9-day or 5-day or something like that. Okay, so anyway, so it comes down, we get this indicator here off of this candle, we retrace, we wait for that retest, and then it comes on down. So the indicator told you the stop loss, told you the entry, right? You see where a resistance would be, a retest, and you just hop into this play. Okay, so then if you took the play, you are being confirmed that it is valid, right, and it's strong, because you see this right here that says volume. Okay, VOL. This is also placed by the indicator. When you see VOL on this indicator, right, it's telling you that institutions are stepping in and they want to push the stock down, right? If you don't see VOL, right, then it could just be a good mix of retailers and some institution or whatever, but this is a strong indication, right, that the stock is being pushed down, right? So you have volume. So anyway, and then you have more volume, right? Then it's approaching a previous day high, right? So if you know anything about previous day highs and lows, you know that they can also act as support and resistance. So this may be your personal target. However, the indicator gave you a target here, just so you know. The indicator gave you a stop loss. Hold on, I'll show you. It gave you the stop loss here, right, at 177.36, and it gave you a take profit target here at 175.80. All right, if we want to know what's the ratio on that, all we do is just bring this up. Let's see where the entry would have been on a retest, because that's what we do. We wait for confirmation, and then the stop loss would have been above this level. So confirmation above, so we'll give ourselves a little room. We can just go right to it, and then there you go. So if I gave myself space off of that, then I could say that it's a 3.5 R, right? If I went right to that level and just decided to stop out the moment we touched the top of this demand zone, then that's a 5 R, okay? If I seen my entry, right? If I identify my entry as this, the top of this candle would be my stop out, right? Because when you enter a position, you have to have a predetermined stop position. So if we broke this, then that would tell us that this is no longer forming a lower high. It's breaking, is changing the character. So we could have had a stop as tight as 2, which would have gave us a risk reward of 6.5 or 65, which is insane. So let's say you can't get the very tippity top, right? But you can get the next candle, all right? It's still a 5R. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So anyway, it gives you the play. We fall to previous day high, right? And I'm going to press play and run through this. This is the Weatherman rail, right? Portion of everything. So then the market is still closed. You get a volume candle on, you get a volume indication on a doji or indecision candle, right? So that doesn't mean the bulls are in control, right? Not necessarily. It just closed green, right? But this is indecision. Okay. So where are we opened? We opened right here on this hammer. Okay. Now the hammer is not at the bottom of the trend. If the hammer was here and by itself, then that might have been a stronger signal for a reversal to the upside. But as we know, the market opened and we've seen a high, a lower low, and we're looking to make sure that we get a lower high. Okay, so we're gonna press play. I'm gonna let you know when I was able to get in. So pause. Got to go back one because we get chopped up right here. So once I see that we are in a downtrend, I'm paying attention to a few things. One, I'm on the 15-minute time frame. 2, I see that the market is trending. We are bearish, so we're below the EMAs. VWAP, we're below VWAP. The overall structure, you know, if you were to zoom out, right, all the way out, we're technically up on Nvidia, but we're playing it a little different here. We have active market participation, right, with volume, but there's a discount on calls. I'll get into that, but there's no setup technically right here. So I'm going to zoom in because I'm close to my level. I'm approaching my level, so I'm paying attention to see if there's opportunities for me to take advantage of this play. And for me, that is confirmation again below 176.11. Okay, so market opens here off of a break of structure, right? And we're gonna get into it. So we're not in yet because why? We're bouncing above the previous day high, but we're not seeing any strong volume here. Okay, sorry if this is taking a little bit because I'm explaining something new that people aren't aware of. I think I have everything. Hold on one second. All right, so we're here. I'm gonna press play a little bit, and then once we get closer, I tighten things up a little bit. So I zoom in more. So we get this big candle, right? And then we get this one right here. So a lot of manipulation. We get a sweep. This is a stop loss hunt. We're looking for entry, re-entry for the downside. That's what this means. So now from here, because I know we cracked my level, I'm zooming in to the 1 minute and or 45-second time frame. Right? Notice this red bar. I didn't put that red bar there. That red bar is representative of a sell side order block, right? Or a supply zone. So I'm looking pretty bearish right here. We made another lower low, and it looks like we're about to make a lower high. On top of that, on the 45-second, I get another T1 indication at open. Oh, this is 9:30. I gotta remember if this is set up for Central Standard Time, which I don't. I think this is open right here. So yeah, at open, then we get this big bearish block, and then we get our setup. Okay. All right, so we're gonna talk about it. So, as you can see, we have a sell side order block. We failed to break above it. We have a T1 indication that's telling us that we have a strong chance for more downside. It's telling us on this chart, here's the candle that we're thinking puts off of. We're waiting for retracement, retest, and we're looking for our entry. Okay, so we get that. So this is our stop loss, right? Once we have our entry candle, and then this is our take profit target according to this right here. But of course, I have a stronger, a deeper run, right? So we get a volume candle here at the top of a supply zone. Where sellers are saying, get the heck out of our house. You're not going past go. Like, no, you're going down, right? That's what this volume candle is saying. This institution says, no, we're going down. Then we close below. We close below not only the supply zone that automatically formed around my level, right? I did not put this red box here. The indicator did, okay? It closed below my level as well as the supply zone that got put there. So we got a volume, right? Institutions are telling us, okay, we have a continuation to the downside. This is also indicating that we have a lower high, okay? We are closing below my level, right? This was our point of entry. Now, I think it chops up a little bit more, but nonetheless, we have our entry. We look to the right. The 15-minute bias, so on the 15-minute chart, is identifying as bearish, right? It's telling me that not only are we bearish, we're trending, right? We are below the EMAs. We're below VWAP, right? We have a volume spike, right? It says no setup, but I see it set up, right? And it actually tells us about the setup early. So probably not right here, but right here. Okay, so anyway, let's press play. See what happens. So technically that's a lower low, and now that's a lower high, right? So that indicator gave you a T1 play, and it pretty much fell to the level, okay? It came back to retest sell side order block. Is living below my level. Now it's trading in a neutral position, essentially, because you're seeing a sell side and a buy side liquidity. It just tagged it. You see it? Sell side, buy side. So you might say this is trading sideways, but I'm seeing that this is living below my level, right? And there is not any indication for me that institutions are going to push this up. Now you see a bunch of green boxes, but what you don't see, which is why I love this indicator, is volume, right? You're not seeing the volume, the institutional volume. These are things that we fail to see as traders sometimes, and that's why I built this thing, right? And this is also the 45-second time frame. So now we got equal lows with sell side liquidity, but you're just seeing it play out. Now we have a break of structure, which is a signal to enter. Right? You have lower highs, lower lows. Now you get a volume push here, but it doesn't look like it's sustaining, right? Instead, we're getting more breaks of structure, another BOS. So we're getting a lot of signs of a continuation to the downside. Break of structure means continuation. Now we get our volume candle, right? From the sellers, institutional volume, okay? And I'm playing this out so you can see how it's transpiring. It has a sell side order block now, right? It automatically popped in here. Y'all see that? Automatically formed your supply zone for this particular time frame. Came back, retested, rejected with the hammer, fell, right? It told you this. You didn't have to draw nothing, right? You just had to play the trend and wait for something like this to give you the signal to re-enter or hold on, right? This becomes resistance. It draws resistance lines on your chart, right? This is a resistance line. This is now a resistance line. It depends on how it closes. So, and now here's a potential support. You see how it bounced out, right? This is a potential support line. But how strong is it? Don't know. But we know we're in an overall downtrend. That's what we know. We know that we have resistance here. We know that we have support here because the indicator told me so. Now, of course, I can look this up myself. We're on the 45-second again, so grain of salt. But I'm holding through all of this. Why? Because we're below my level. We're still trending down. I have not been confirmed, or my play has not been invalidated. There has not been a change of character, right, on this play, right? There's not a change of character. We just broke structure here. So this is no longer an uptrend in the smaller time frame. This retracement is practically done, is what it's trying to say. Oh, we got to change the character right there. All right. Pause. All right. Something else you need to see. Notice, as this is all playing out, right? You get a change of character here, but you have thin candles. There's no volume, right? You get no volume, no volume, no volume signals. You get a volume signal, but we're approaching the 200-day, and the confluence is 2 out of 6. So it's weak, right? So this volume candle, right, means institution stepped in here, but it didn't follow through. And then the next candle is no volume on the bullish push. So these are all signals of exhaustion, right? Of exhaustion. Again, we're on the 45 seconds, so it's showing you other things, right? So now we have a buy side liquidity. We still have no volume up here. We're living below the 200-day EMA. No volume, no volume, no volume, no volume, no volume, right? No volume, no volume. This tells me that bulls are weak, right? When I see no volume and we just try to push up, you're looking pretty weak to me. Come on down, right? That's what we're looking for. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we get a hammer at the bottom of this. It's not a bottom of a trend though. It's a little fake out for you. Sell side liquidity. Now if we break this, it's a wrap. We have a demand zone that formed that now we're living below. And now we get another T1 indication for a put option. Okay? I'm playing this so y'all can just see how it plays out. Notice your stop loss here. It'll be confirmation above this level. And your take profit is here. Right? So it never was stopped out. You entered, never stopped out. Change the character to the downside. No volume. Here you go. Again, it's trying to go up, but it's telling you this isn't real. It's letting you know. Like you might have got tricked up right here thinking that you were about to turn around and go on a rocket. But my indicator tells you that no, there's no volume here. This is not an institutional move, right? I get another signal for more puts, right? I'm not getting anything that says calls right now. I know we're trading sideways, and it's 1 o'clock. But sorry, hopefully this is making sense, right? But notice, see what's going on. I just want y'all to see how this indicator is working. You get another signal with the entry and exit, take profit target. Now, of course, if I'm on a higher time frame, it'll give you it'll give you different plays, right? It'll give you different levels based on the time frame that you're trading in, right? So a 5-minute probably would have gave you a lot more of a risk reward ratio. Okay? But I don't know what else to tell you. Right? This one got a 4 out of 6. Very, very high. Right? And then we just fell. We got break of structure. We got volume. It looks small, but institutions stepped in on these candles, right? To push this stock down to the take profit target. Then the take profit target becomes resistance because it's like a support. Like that's your target, right? And you fall through support and it becomes resistance. Well, guess what that's telling you? Well, you have a continuation, right? Continuation identified by bearish volume. Come back to retest. We have buy side liquidity below my take profit target. So we fell all the way to my take profit target. Okay. All right. So hopefully that all makes sense. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Put a 2 in the chat if it didn't make sense. Because that's how you read the indicator. That was fun. $47 until April 1st. On April 1st, it goes to a subscription model. Link to it is right there. Okay. We got a couple ones. Cool. Some of you guys have seen it before, right? But I'm telling you, if this is your first time seeing it, I don't want you to get overwhelmed, right? Maybe you don't need a lot of the information you see here. Maybe you only care about whether or not it's above or below the 200-day EMA. Or maybe you don't need to see it on the chart and you can remove it, right? Maybe you don't need to see supply and demand because you don't trade it. Whatever. You can get rid of those. Maybe you don't need the lines from the chart. Maybe you don't need the panels, right? To tell you, you know, the trades. Like maybe you don't care to get trades from the indicator. You can clean it up. This is all I'm showing you. You can clean it up. All these colors. You don't even need these here. You can clean it up. Okay? You can focus on liquidity sweeps. You can focus on just levels. So let's go. If I would just want the lines, I like the panels. So if I don't want the lines, but I want to see when there's a change of structure. I want to see when there's a buy side or sell side liquidity. I want to see if there's a change of character. You know, I want to see these things. Like, so you can finesse this however you want. When you buy it, it'll give you a cheat sheet for you to do your thing. Okay, however you need to. All right, so that's it. Right, so that's how we got 192% on Nvidia. Any questions? Any questions? And we're gonna get into the rapid fire chart analysis. No, you don't. Not if you get it today. I am not. So everybody that's getting it as early adapters, like, I appreciate you for trying it, right? You guys are the individuals that are pretty much stress testing it, and you're trusting me, right? Or you putting trust in me that I built something great. So I'm not touching. You have it for life at $47. I'm not gonna ever change that. But anybody that comes after, right, April 1st, you got to pay every month. And essentially, in my opinion, this pays for itself. But to each his own. All right. So, any questions? Comments, concerns? Yeah, that's not helpful. Let's get rid of that. All right. Yeah, you're good. If you already got it, you're good. All right, so if there's no questions, we're about to get into the rapid fire chart analysis, everybody. So for those that are new, shout out to 34 people plus being here. If you have not hit the like button, please do that right now, because I'm not really going to start the rapid fire until there's close to like a 1-to-1 ratio. If you need me to explain why, I will, but I mean, at this point, it's just a courtesy thing, so I really appreciate it. But for those that are new here, the rapid fire chart analysis, this is how it works. Man, I've spent too much time on Nvidia. So what we do, I go over to the charts, right? And then I'm looking at comments for your ticker request. So if your name is in green, you get priority. If you put hashtag KGU on within your comments, then you get priority as well. I'm a crown trader at KGU, for those that don't know. So that's like my OG family, and that's just how it is. If your name is in gray, you might get skipped. Okay, I can't control everything. I'll do my best, but the only way to kind of avoid that is if you use the super chats, because that's like the only way I'm going to really see you. And I don't like to scroll back too often, right? But I do my best to reach everybody, so don't think that you have to do that. I think I do a pretty good job covering most of all of the comments. Okay, so all you have to do. Oh, thank you, babe. All right, so no, that's good for me. 31 watching, 27 likes. I appreciate that. All right, all you have to do is put your ticker inside of the comments, and then give me a little bit as far as what you're looking at. So maybe it's Apple put options or Nvidia call options, right? I'm just saying. Maybe it's SoFi for long-term investments, right? And that way I have some type of idea of who I'm speaking to and what I'm speaking to. Maybe you're in a play, right? And you need a second eye to see if it's still a go or not. Like, nothing's financial advice or is suggesting for you to buy, hold, or sell, but another set of eyes may be helpful. Okay, maybe it's a play you missed today and you don't understand how you missed it. It doesn't matter. Okay, at the end of the day, I can take a look at it, but I can only get granular essentially if I have more details. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a broad view of what it is, and we're going to run the play, right? Likely there's going to be a home run in here somewhere, and you guys are getting alerts through the shorts of these clipped up at pretty much the right time for you to take advantage. Okay, so is there any other questions about the rapid fire before we dive into it? What up, Jeff? All right, so if there's no questions, today is a short day on rapid fire. Your boy had a long day. I haven't spent much time with my kids at all today, and I don't really have much time. Thursdays are busy. But that being said, we're going 20 minutes, okay? 20 minutes, okay? So once I get to this chart, I'm gonna hit go, and we're gonna start. I'll be looking to the comments for your tickers, okay? Ready, set, go. All right, what we got? You do need to be a subscriber in order to comment. All right, so we went over Nvidia. I'm doing SoFi because nobody's saying anything in the comments right now, so I'm just gonna touch on it real quick. So I told everybody for SoFi that if we broke 1671, that we were going to fall likely to 1366. We are below that. We're below the previous day low and all the other good stuff, right? And so we are essentially on our way down to my level. I really think that we still get there, just so you know. Now, it very well could happen where something just happened. Something went ding and I missed it. But shout out to whoever subscribed or whatnot, whatever just happened. All right, so anyway, that's the level for SoFi. I'm gonna leave it at that, and then we're gonna keep it moving. All right. All right. So because now we have people actually putting stuff in. So Roll Life says, "What the weather looking like on Amazon? AMZN puts for calls." Man, we just ran Amazon for what, 452% last week? Insane. All right. So you're looking puts for calls. Hey, big dog, it's pretty easy for me. Anything below 212.68 is bearish. Anything above it is bullish. So as long as we live below this level, you already know what time it is. And I'm about to tell you something right now. Peep game on this indicator. There's an option to turn on that's probably off on your indicator, and it's called volume suppression, or hold on, what is it called? It's under inputs, and then it's called where are you? It's called show suppressed labels. Okay, I look at this when I'm like really thinking about getting into something, and And if it starts to be choppy and I'm not sure, then once I turn this on, I can see if we're on the way up after like a sell-off, but I'm seeing no value signs, and that's telling me that the bulls have no legs, and I'm probably pretty safe in my short position, right? So that's a little tidbit on that. We're falling through order blocks. We're seeing lower highs, or sorry, yeah, lower highs and lower lows, right? So we're in this downtrend as of right now, but we fell, and now we're sideways, and we are told by the indicator that we're in the chop zone. So we're waiting for a breakout. It's telling you, but it's saying that there's a good setup potentially for a short. Okay, it's telling you all that stuff on the indicator. So let's move on. But you got it though. Our take profit targets was 211.53, 208.74 was another one. We fell below the 208.74. So when we fall below a take profit target, then that becomes resistance potentially, and then another potential level of entry for, you know, a play to continue on down to the true take profit target, which is 203.49. So that's where I have Amazon going. From there, we run down to the 194.70 or 194.17. That's the play on Amazon. All right. Okay. Evan says, hold on. Queen Fee says, MO, looking to play call options on a day trade. I love the details. So hopefully MO is Altria Group. I don't know this company, which is good, right? Because we don't get a lot of no names. So I'm gonna zoom out and let's take a look and see what we got here for Queen Fee. Queen Fee, we gotta get you back in them Leviathan classes, Queen. All right. So we have this uptrend. We have something called a megaphone pattern. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but essentially it's a pattern, right, where it widens at the top. And we broke a structure. Well, we changed the character a little bit, but it didn't follow through. So we see high, lower high, lower low, low, lower low, again, lower high, lower low. So we had this little bit of this downtrend sell-off, and then we just popped. We broke structure. We changed character right here. And then with a higher, hold on, let me see if I can zoom in. With a higher high and higher high, higher low. But now we're getting what's called a head and shoulders pattern here. All right. So for those unfamiliar, head and shoulders, you probably know what this is though. So head and shoulders. And this is almost textbook. I'm going to go red because it is red, right? So this right here is telling me that we are not bullish right now on this play. Now we might have come back into this this chart pattern, and now we're trading above this gap, which is good if we're looking for calls. But when I see this, I'm kind of worried, right? I'm kind of worried. So I'm not sure yet. Now, how do I get sure? Well, we have to wait for the plays to play out, but we can definitely pull up my indicator and then take a little gander, right? And see what it says, right? So I really don't trade off of this daily, right? So, or the daily time frame, but I see I got volume to the downside. There's no volume to the upside. We came to retest the previous day low, and then we just cracked the previous day high on the daily. So let's zoom into the 1 hour and just see how it looks. So on the 1 hour, we're getting more noise, right? But we're getting more details and information. So we have a sell side order block up here, but we are also in a chop zone, right? So we have not yet made a decision. We just retraced back into a crazy area that we really don't want to touch. But because of this bearish or the supply zone that was formed by my indicator, essentially if we can confirm below and see like a good price action candle that represents a reversal, right, then that's great. We can probably ride this down back to retest the previous day high. But right now I'm not yet bullish on this, right? I know you see this. This is great. We have volume. We have volume here, but we failed to break through the supply zone. Instead, we got kicked out, and we have a hammer that closed below, right? So let's see what it looks like if we go to the 15-minute. The 15-minute tells me that this particular area, we're in a neutral position. All right? We're in a neutral position. Okay? Neutral position. So we have not made a decision as far as where we're going. And then this little retracement is showing lower highs and lower lows. So we have to see what's going to happen. We're above the 200-day EMA. So that's solid. We're trending. We're bullish. We're above the okay, I just called that out. Okay. Let's go to the 5-minute. But yeah, it's pretty much just looking like a premium on puts, but you have to watch for longs, right? And what that means is it's essentially if we can confirm above 64.80, then you're probably a little stronger towards the upside. But the magic is right here. This buy side liquidity, right? You have multiple levels of this, right, that you need to crack. But if you can find support above 1, then you have a stronger chance on an upward move, okay? I'm getting into the intraday mix right now. Yeah. Check out the zoom in, but I'm not sold. Personally, I'm not sold. I see this happen, but I'm not sold on calls. Not yet. Not until it breaks that structure. All right? That took too long. NSFT. NSFT. This is, huh? You got the. Do you mean Microsoft, Evan? I'm gonna assume you mean MSFT. So let's go with Microsoft. All right, man, come on down, Microsoft. So we should have these levels already done for the most part. Do I? Not really. So with Microsoft, I'll just tell you quick. Give me a minute. All right, so 351.20 is my floor essentially for Microsoft. All right, and we have not yet hit it. I know this is noisy. It looks loud, but I'm on the daily. Okay, so with Microsoft, essentially we're bearish, of course, as you can see, but we called a bearish move on Microsoft the moment we broke below the previous day low, which also aligned with my crossing point at 398.38. Okay, so if I were to go into my place, 398. Oh no, that was an alert. Didn't that go off? Oh man, I can't search for it. Okay, I can't search for it. MSFT. Yeah, I didn't set it on here. Okay, but anyway, once we broke here, then the next take profit target or the max take profit target is 351.62. And as of right now, it looks like we're going to hit that. We broke below the previous day low. And essentially, if we open and we live below 369.68, again, y'all, this line's drawn by my indicator, not by me, right? Resistance, 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 right? By my indicator. But yeah, if we live below this level at 369.68, then I see us looking at more puts on Microsoft down to 351.80. And once we get to this level, well, then we have a decision to make, right? Because we have a buy side order block here, so a demand zone, and we very well could turn around and run up. At the very least, let me get rid of some stuff because this stuff is just noise now. Okay, so at the very least, we see this downtrend, right? So we could come all the way down, right? Rock it up to retest 398.18, okay? Come back down to retest that PDH, right? Previous day high. It could happen this way, or we could just completely sell through, right? But as of right now, this is my concrete level at 351.62, and I'm gonna mark that because that's a level of interest, and I can see us playing Microsoft off of that level. Moving on to next, KGU by Kente says BBAI. People still look at BBAI. This is okay. Well, this is pretty easy because we already kind of worked this. All right. Essentially, my levels pretty much played out almost perfect. Right. Let's go to the 15 minutes so we can just look better. All right, so we pretty much sold through. We fell below my key level at 461. Then we fell below another key level of 384, right? We came to retest that, and it looks like we failed to break back above, so we remained in a bearish position, right? Our previous day high was here at 370. We failed to confirm above that level, as you can see. I know it looks a little noisy, but once you start seeing this more often, it'll make more sense, right? Then we got a T1 alert for put options, right? And it played out, right? It played out. So as of right now, we're below the previous day low. We did just hit a lower low, so we could very well see from here a retracement back to this previous day low or this buy side order block, right? Before we continue to the downside, right? Now, if we retake the previous day low, don't get too excited, right? Because we still have to then break the 200-day EMA, but it could give you the signal to enter longs. But you need to know what you're looking for. You're looking for volume. You're looking for, hold on. You're looking for a change of character. You're looking for some demand. You're looking for, some strong support once you hit this level. But if you lose momentum, you lose steam up here, then it's not really a strong move, is it? So just be careful. But I really think that we kind of fall flat and fall to our demand zone. Notice that this is trading sideways, and my indicator is letting you know that you're choppy. Now, what's cool is that if you are like that person that tends to be too close to the charts, right? You got to be careful, right? Because all you have to do is just zoom out a little bit and it's telling you what it is. If I were to replay this back on a lower time frame, it likely would tell me that you're choppy there too. Okay. So just be careful. It's still looking bearish. All right. Hold up. Moving on. What else we got? I already did MO. I thought that's what that meant. Fire. Yep, absolutely. Meta says joy. MTA. Meta is looking like it's on discount, and I'm excited to buy more Meta. Shout out to 2 of you that signed up for the indicator, right? I'll get y'all taken care of and give you access after this live stream, okay? So, Meta. So we fell down to I don't really use the volume profile much anymore, but we already know what time it is. Let's zoom out. Let's see where we're going. Man, what a sell-off. Okay, perfect. So I already have a level drawn for Meta, right? I have us going to 536.92. And not only that, we were given a put option on Meta up here, a T4, which is outstanding. This T4 prompted everybody for puts up here. And essentially with Meta, I told everybody, and I have an alert set at 632.46. If we confirm below this level, then we are looking to short Meta. We did get about a 636% move on Meta, and it continued to fall. So we didn't get all of this, but we got a lot of this, just so you know. So anyway, we got the signal from the actual indicator on the daily. You got a swing trade off of this thing where it gave you, this is the stop loss, right? Right? And then this is the take profit target. Look at that. That's insane. Imagine if you caught this. Imagine if you caught this move off the indicator. That'd be insane. It says a 50-to-1 risk ratio. That's crazy. But me, I would have waited for confirmation below this level, which we did on a smaller time frame. And it still would have been an amazing trade, right? For a swing trade. Look at the risk reward. And it actually fell through and is on the way to my max take profit target. So if it hits, that's a huge move. So best believe we're gonna learn to start trusting this indicator, y'all. Trust your own research and your own due diligence, but it can line up for you, right? So as of right now, I have it going to here, and I'm gonna set an alert at this level, but I'm not playing meta shorts here. It's like it's what is $11 of a move potentially. It's too tight for meta. I mean, when we zoom in, it probably looks pretty appealing, but I'm waiting for this bounce. Like, that's what I want. I want to see what happens at this level for meta for me to get comfortable. Just like we waited up here for the confirmation below. Once we got it, it was a very, very nice play. 632%. Shout out to everybody who was a part of that. All right, let's move on. We got 1 minute left. And okay, Miss Philly says AMD. AMD. Okay, so AMD fell through the golden pocket. All right, so whatever. We're going to get rid of that. I know I got a lot going on here. And for AMD, I'm likely to reset my chart. But for the time being, we are at the bottom of my trading zone. Okay, this right here represents the bottom of my trading zone. So at 201.53, I am looking for AMD to either bounce or fall through. If we can't confirm below this level, then I am looking for calls on AMD. If we do confirm below this level, then I'm looking for puts on AMD. And if we have puts, then my next take profit target is going to be the 200 EMA of 194.22. But technically, it's 193.01 is my true take profit target right here. So, again, just so you guys know what the play is on AMD. If we bounce or find support here at 201.53, then we have a take profit target of 208.10, 214.65, and then from there, I mean, we're going all the way to our demand zone, okay, of 222.57. But if we break through, then we're going to 193 and then to 184.37. 184.37 would be my max take profit target on AMD if we fall through this level. That is time. I am going to check for like two more tickers and see what we got. See here. All right, lost little. All right, SPY. Okay, I want you to do something for me. If you have access to the app, okay. Hold on. I gotta show this because we don't do a lot of SPY on here. I cover SPY for the weekly on Sundays for the orcas, the anglers, and the megalodons and leviathans, and the Discord. You are a member, so let's be there because we cover SPY for the week. But in case you're not locked in on this app, in case you're not locked in on our trading app, if you go to menu, go to rapid fire alerts, okay, and then you have an archive of plays, right? So if I type in SPY, our latest one is here is 692, right? I'm sure we're well below that. But we look at SPY here in the archive section. Where's SPY today? Oh, let's see where SPY is today, because I don't. Hold on, let me see. Oh, what happened? Why does it show? You guys still with me? Something happened. Put a 1 in the chat if you can still see me. And still hear me. Or did I lose you? The live probably just told y'all it's time. It's time to go, real. You're welcome, Queen. Alright, I don't know if y'all can hear me and see me, but I'm hoping that you can. Because I'm gonna bring up the SPY and see where we're at. So the SPY is at 645. We broke through demand. Okay, so we broke through a demand zone. If we live below 640, 646, right, then we are bearish on SPY, right? We're still bearish on SPY, right? So do we have levels at 646? Well, let's see. 6, 4, 6, 6, 4, 6, 6. Oh, we probably got to do some new levels. I got 655. We got 657. We got 556. Man, we got a lot of levels. We got a lot of levels on the SPY. We do a lot of SPY. Okay. Well, doesn't look like we have levels on SPY. So I'm going to have to update this ASAP. So that being said, all I can tell you right now, with the little time that I have, is that we're still bearish on SPY. And as long as we live below this demand zone, we're still bearish on SPY. But I'm not going to get into the weeds with it all. This is a very important level. So I'm probably going to look at SPY tonight, but we're at a crucial level right now with the SPY. And based on what I see, because this is a downtrend, I know it's kind of sloppy. I got a lot going on. But this is making the lower low. And I could see us retracing to make at least the lower high. Right? So be on the lookout for SPY to have bullish momentum through demand. Because if you can catch this, right? If you can catch momentum into the demand zone, then you can ride this all the way up, likely to 654.38, just so you know, okay? If it breaks beyond this demand zone at 654.38, then and confirms above, then there's a strong chance that we will rocket back up to this previous day high of 660.91, okay? I know this is sloppy or whatever because I have a lot going on, but it is what it is. Hopefully that makes sense and that helps though. All right. So with all that being said, what did we cover today? We covered the SPY, AMD, Meta, BBAI, Microsoft, MO, Amazon, SoFi, right? We covered all that today. Nvidia, don't forget about that, right? So not a bad day. Not a bad day. So now I need to let you know what I'm thinking is going to be my play of the week between now and next Thursday. That's what we're doing. So let's go over to this screen. And this was last week. SoFi printed. Everything printed. Everything printed on this list. I don't know about Carvana. I talked about AB today. AB is still kind of sideways, so AB might be the last one that actually has the most room to move off of this list that we did last week. So let's get rid of that one and let's bring up the new list, and we're gonna select the one that we think is going to be a banger. Okay, so with this list, let's see here. Do I have, okay. With this list, what is our banger of a play? What do we think? Chat, let me know in the comments which one do you think is going to be our biggest gainer between now and Thursday, next Thursday. Which one do y'all think our biggest banger is going to be? Tough. Any guesses? Queen Q says Amazon. Anybody agree with Amazon, or we got a different thought? Google ain't on the list, big dog. We talking about what we talked about today. I wish somebody did say Google. We would have touched on it. Meta. Woo. That's a good one. Joy, I don't know. I might be with you. So we got Meta. Let's take a quick second look. Okay. We got a turnaround point. SPY. We got a turnaround point. Amazon. We actually are showing more potential downtrend for Amazon. So Amazon might have the most to fall yet. Microsoft. Who is that? Queen Fee says Microsoft, as well as Deepak. Microsoft. Okay, well, we got it at least going to 351. I do see Microsoft falling down to this. Okay. Microsoft has one of the cleanest setups right now. It has one of the cleanest moves. But will we get the full move is the question. Microsoft. I'm sorry, I was looking at the chart, so I didn't even see it. So, in my opinion, based on the setup, right? If I were ranking these, it would be Microsoft. It would be then Amazon. It would then be Meta, and then no, not SoFi, not yet. I still think SoFi, but you know, I think it will be in that order. And then SPY, right? And the main reason for the SPY is because of that demand zone that we're right at, right? So if that turns around and we had the bullish momentum, then SPY is going to go on a little bit of a rocket just on retracement alone to maintain this downtrend. But I'm going to have to say Microsoft. I am torn between Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon, but I'm going to say Microsoft. So shout out to y'all. Always leave 1 minute for questions, 1 to 2 minutes. I'm going to leave 1 minute. Right? If you guys are interested in any of what we talked about, the S4R Trader app is there. Signing up or subscribing to that app grants you Discord access. And then the indicator is here, which is also where you could join the Discord. If you do decide to do that, you get the live trade alerts. Okay. If you join the Discord. Oh, and pro tip, if you buy the indicator, you get a discount on the Discord, because there's a discount code inside of the indicator. So all right, so Geoff, Reese, yep, I got a couple people that I got to give access to, so I'm gonna get off line and give these people access to the indicator. And good night, Ma, I love you. I'll call you tomorrow, okay? All right, that is all I got. This is Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. Thank y'all for showing up, showing out. We need to get more people in here. All right, so do me a favor, share this out with people, because we're doing it every Thursday, but for some reason, like, I feel like we should have more people in here. We're doing good work, I think, in here, and giving out a lot of game. This is like a live training class essentially, but I really think that we could gain a lot more if we explode a little bit. So but that's it, everybody. I will talk to y'all later. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Process over profits. Yeah. Locked in. Yeah. Profits over profits. That's the law that I live. I don't chase every candle. I protect what I give. I'd rather take the small loss than lose the life that I built. I'm in love with execution, not the dollar or the guilt. Process over profits. process, I don't move off hype. Risk first, then reward, that's the way that I write. If the setup isn't clean, then I'm passing on the trade. Cause I'm married to the process, not the money that I made. I remember FOMO days, every ticker looked like gold. Chasing every little spike till my soul felt old. Draw down heavy, screen glowing while my coffee got cold. I was trading for my ego, not the plan I was told. Now I'm patient with the levels, I'm respecting the zone. I don't argue with the market, I just listen, then I'm gone. Got my wrist cat tight, 1% on the line. If the stock gets hit, fine, I can always realign. I'm not here to be a hero, I'm not here to be a god. I'm a father and a husband, I'm responsible to squad. So I track every entry, every exit that I take. If the math don't add up, then the setup was a fake. Yeah, process over process, that's the law that I live. I don't chase every kiddo, I protect what I give. I'd rather take a small loss than lose the life that I built. I'm in love with execution, not the dollar or the guilt. Process over pockets, I don't move off hype. Risk first and reward, that's the way that I write. If the setup isn't clean, then I'm passing on the trade. Cause I'm married to the process, not the money that I made. I got members in the Discord who've been burned by the game. Blown accounts, sleepless nights, feeling broken and ashamed. So I tell them slow it down, we rebuilding from the core. You ain't here to hit a lottery, you're here to build more. We talk journal talk, our talk, risk to reward. Talk about the days off when you don't need to record. Every trade ain't a trade, every move ain't a move. Sometimes discipline is sitting there with nothing to prove. I've been up, I've been down, I've been close to the edge, staring at the red screen with my hands on my head. But the moment that I chose to put my process on top was the moment that the spiral finally started to stop. If the plan says no, then it's no, let it go. If the side feels wrong, then reduce, trade slow. If your head ain't right, step back, lay low. Cause the market gon' be here when you ready to bro. If the risk feels light, then you might size in. If the zone holds twice, that's a higher quality win. But you never break rules just to chase, doing a spin. Cause a gambler gets lucky, but a trader long-term wins. That's the law that I live. I don't chase every candle, I protect what I give. I'd rather take a small loss than lose the life that I built. I'm in love with execution, not the dollar or the guilt. Process over profits, I don't move off hype. Race first and reward, that's the way that I write. If the setup isn't clean, then I'm passing on the trade. Cause I'm married to the process, not the money that I made. Oh, process over profits, put that line on my name. When my kids look back, they gon' see I played the game. Not the face on the ground, not the stunt for the fame, but your song that's a pick and turn spark to a flame. Process over process, that's the code that I teach. From the live stream starts all the lessons I preach. If you follow through with work, it's not out of your reach.